Hello and welcome to Low Budget Gaming and welcome to another Fast Descendant video. So I have a sort of alternate updated build for Serena for mobbing purposes. So one of the reasons for making this build is simply because I don't play a lot of Serena. In fact, I rarely use Serena. I use Ines Bunny Frena for mobbing. I use Glaive for bossing. I use VSA for Void Erosion Polish 10. I don't really play Serena. So I wanted to use her more often, and I thought, why not build her for mobbing? So I can occasionally take her and just do the normal 400% Sigma sectors and whatever, just to get more use out of her because she's overpowered as hell, as we all know. Most people build the 39k HP setup that we have for her, fly up in the air, activate the fourth, and just shoot everything. So with this mobbing setup, we will be just using her skills. So we'll be making with the Divine Surge Transcendent Mod. We will use that to defeat enemies. Occasionally we'll jump up in the air and shoot some enemies as well, take advantage of her extra perks that she gets when she's in the air. And so I've not gone all in on the power side of things because we don't need that much power for the mobbing content. So I've gone with more MP, skill cost reduction, cooldown reduction, so that if you're just running through dungeons without even flying, you can still do a decent job because some dungeons are very tight, spaces are limited, so flying around can be clunky inside there. So yeah, so this is mostly a general purpose build for Serena. So let's look at the build page here. So we have the Divine Surge Transcendent Mod. So with this one, she has that smash thing. She hits the enemies. You can do that while standing or while in the air, and she'll inflict knockback on the enemies. And there'll be landing damage, and there'll also be this purifying blaze on the ground that you see, and enemies standing in there will also take damage. So all of this requires a lot of cooldown and reduction in the cost. We want to maximize the range so more enemies are hit. And yeah, so basically that is what we have done. So I've reduced the cooldown by 90%. As you can see, the stack cooldown is 90%. MP cost is 18.8 from the initial 30, so less MP cost. We've increased the range to maximum. 250% is the maximum, so we have hit that. So you can see landing damage 6 meters. We are at 15.3, so we are at 250% over there. And so I've just worked on all these things, and you have some options as well if you want to change things around. So yeah, mostly we'll be relying on the fourth skill, and occasionally you'll jump up in the air and do a little bit of damage. So for this one, I'm going with the Secret Garden, which uses special rounds. So if you see under the special rounds, additional effects, there will be a surrounding AoE damage. So in mobbing situations where you have a lot of enemies close by, this can be very handy. So we'll be using the Secret Garden as the gun for running. The damage range is 15 meters. We are well over that. And we can hit 20 enemies excluding the target. So that helps us with more in terms of mobbing. The first ability isn't particularly strong, but we can still use that occasionally to get some ammo back, help out the teammates. You can give them basically some HP back, and which is called a blessing. And again, over here, we have maximum range as well. So what we are doing is focus on fire, focus on singular for cooldown and some power. Now you can swap this out for power increase because we have too much fire, but I wanted the maximum cooldown, so I'm going with focus on fire. Then we have strong mentality, and we have frugal mindset to reduce the cost. Now you can go with the conservation mod for the skill cost. Maximize conservation. It does reduce the skill power modifier a little bit, which won't really affect things because she has very high modifier. However, the reason I'm using frugal mindset is because I wanted a little more range, and our cost is fine. And instead of having one mod for extra mod for range and one extra for skill cost reduction, I combine them so that we can save on the second range mod, and we can still get the maximum range. So we have MP conversion, nimble fingers, the usual mods for cooldown. We have energy collection, so we get more MP. You can use MP collector instead. And these two mods, fire amplification and singular amplification, honestly, these are overkill for Serena and mobbing. You don't really need this, so you can swap this around and put something else if you wanted here. But I just wanted to put something. I had the catalyst slot, so I said, okay, why not a little more power? It'll just make it easier to kill elites at the end of the 400% dungeon and everything. So this is the setup here. Now, If you want to fly, you can do that with this build as well. And I have put enough MP here so that you can keep going for a while until you pick up more MP, and you will have plenty of MP using the inversion, energy recovery, things like that, lower skill cost. It'll make your life quite easy, and you can basically fly if you just want it, or you can just run if you want. So what we have done to keep her running is we have put Secret Garden in our hand, 3 sprint cores, so we get good speed there, and we are using Brisk Walk. So when you defeat enemies, you get the boost as well. So you'll be running at 1440 speed, even if you're not flying. So where is the, let me just, let's see, get level 100. This is fine. Okay, so we have the Vulgus, smash, run, and if you see now, she will be running at 1440 top speed for non-bunny descendants and non-SEMO isms. So you will get the max speed this way. Now for the reactor, I'm using burning singularity, so fire and singular, and our skill cost and skill cooldown are the 2 options on the reactor. Okay, for the components, I'm going with ascending armory auxiliary and sensor from ascending armory as well. So we are getting 2 pieces of this one to get minus 6.5 cost reduction, and we are using 2 pieces of the hunter set, memory and processor, to reduce our cooldown by another 4%, taking it to maximum 90% cooldown here. For the Arche Tuning, because this is a skill build, we are not going to use the gun that much. We are fully focusing on the skill side of things. So we're taking all the skill nodes here. We're taking the skill cost nodes. We're also taking the MP recovery nodes. Normally, you can just take one of them. You can reduce the MP over here and take some more of the MP ones here if you wanted. But we are doing fine. We are taking the range here. We're taking the big skill power. We're taking other skills in the middle, the MP in the middle. We're taking the cooldown, these ones as well, all the way up to the top. We are going with fire cohesion. You can also go with the other one if you wanted, the vulnerability, because she does burn effect, right? Because you have to be careful with some of these. Sometimes they don't inflict the status. We are inflicting burn, or is it called something else? You see, I don't really play her that much. Repentance. It has a different symbol, but it tends to show the same symbol when the enemies are inflicted. Anyway, fire cohesion is the safer option. Let me know if anybody has used the other one and if it works with her. Because with the module, with the Mutant Cell, it says enemies inflicted with burn. Over here, she's doing the repentance on the enemies, but it's showing the same burn symbol there. Anyway, so this is the skill build here for the Arche Tuning and the Mutant Cell. So when you hit an enemy, when you kill an enemy, you get more fire, basically. For the inversion, we want MP so that we can keep flying if we wanted, if you are flying. So we take the selective neurostimulation and we take the neural focus augmentation. And of course, if you are flying, you take the aerial maneuvering radar so that when you're in the air, you get more one-hit chance. So that is basically it. Very simple, very efficient. She won't be as fast as Ines, Serena, or Bunny, but she'll still do a decent job. And if you want to use her for mobbing, this is the setup. So I have the Secret Garden to keep running fast, and the special rounds with the Secret Garden so that she hits more enemies when she's in the air. We have cost reduction and cooldown on the reactor to get benefits on those things. We have 2 pieces ascending armory, 2 pieces of hunter to get more cooldown. And basically, if you want secondary guns, I haven't mounted these, but you can go with Ancient Knight and Last Dagger. Let me also show you the build I'm using for the Secret Garden, because we are going to shoot a little bit here and there. So rifling reinforcement, action reaction, better concentration, concentration priority, better insight, fire rate, expand weapon charge, compulsive magazine, fire priority, second firearm, and brisk walk. Brisk walk isn't going to do anything for the gun as such. This is so that she gets a speed boost when she kills an enemy. So yeah, you can use this setup. So yeah, that's it for this one. I'll leave you with some footage, And yeah, let me know what you think if you use Serena with the non 39K HP setup, as I would like to say. So yeah, I'm happy with this. I've been running this for the last few days, and it's fun to use her by lowering a little bit of her power and just using her in like a normal mobbing disc.